Hey guys, happy Saturday. Happy rainy Saturday. Ooh, let me adjust my camera. Didn't know it was up so high. There we go. So hopefully you guys are having a lovely Saturday. Decided to bust out my Taco Bell t-shirt. But yeah, it's like really dark and rainy. It's not cold, actually. It's kind of a warm rain, which is nice, but certainly makes certain activities outside difficult. And I actually had to turn on the lights in this room because otherwise it would be too dark to do a live chat. So anyway, like I said, I hope you guys are having a fantabulous Saturday. And Courtney is here. What's up? I have a few things here for you guys. I mean, I guess more like appropriate for a rainy day, you know. I mean, not that I wouldn't be inside having tea right now in the morning anyway, but eventually I'd go outside and soak up some of that, you know, vitamin D. But yeah, I'm like, I'd mostly be soaking up the rain. So anyway, how was the week? And Susie, the Gemini, what up? How's it going? Witch of the Wildwood, what up, bro? Um, so yeah, how was the week? How was everything? Sherry Bug and Snoop Debbie Dab, what up, girls? I had another busy week, you know, working with my track athletes. I think that I have well, you know, obviously after school, after work, you know, I'm coaching with the track team. So I got to work with my brand new high jumpers. So I had my returners yesterday, and then the day before I was working with some newbies. And I think that I have some really, really strong girl high jumpers for this year, which, you know, usually it's really hard to get some girls to come out. But, and Ayana, hey! But yeah, I think we have some good fellas, and we have some really promising young ladies, so I'm pretty excited. And Jack is here. What up, Jack? So yeah, I mean, you know, just doing track stuff, just teaching, and oh my gosh, this month I've never had so many readings. Like I'm literally like almost every day doing back-to-back readings, you know, so it's taking me like a little while longer to get people's readings out to them who are either buying readings on my website or Etsy, which my website's www.kittensweightsandtarot.com. But yeah, things have been busy. Oh, my Goddess of the Rose beauty salve, you know, is going quickly, so now I'm down to only a few little jars left. Yeah, I'm just like, oh, my little shop is doing so well, and just I'm having so much fun doing readings and, you know, meeting new peeps that way. And yeah, I'm very grateful for the month of February. Oh, Sherry Bug's loving the rose salve. You know, I love that, you know, because those roses were literally infusing for like 6 months. So I love there's just like a little hint of that rose scent that you can get in the salve, which is awesome. All right, so Witch of the Wildwood said it was bad. My teacher gave me 2 strikes because of a paper when it was on time and because I wasn't late for class. Well, that don't make no sense. um, I know that I did mark a couple of papers late, but my students were 1 minute late. Like they had 3 days to do a 5-minute assignment. I'm like, that's why I marked you late. Anyway, let's see. It says it has a wonderful rose scent. Yay! So I'm glad you're liking that. And it's what I wear on my face every morning. I mean, it kind of helps with the zitolas, but I noticed that because I have to wear a lot of sunscreen, I wear really like a high SPF for coaching, you know, because I'm not trying to get any more freckles, and I have that hyperpigmentation, so I get dark spots, you know. So I have like a dark spot that's up here, I got some dark spots here, and I'm like trying not to get any more dark spots, so I have like one of those obnoxiously large straw hats, because I'm like, whatever, I'm trying to like keep my face like non-spot free or spot free. But yeah, I'm noticing that that salve has helped quite a bit with my skin, so I'm like, hey, if it's working for me, I'm going to put it out there for other people. So that is probably one of the salves that I'm most proud of. Let's see, which says, right, she gave out strikes all willy-nilly. Oh my gosh, maybe she was in a bad mood. I think that maybe if you sat down and talked with your teacher and be like, could you let me know what I could do better next time, or why I received these two strikes. Sometimes if you come at them with a nice calm demeanor, that usually helps, instead of my students that come up to me and like, dude, what you thinking about giving me this grade? I'm like, okay, first of all, we don't come at our teachers like that. But oh, and she's new. Well, then that could be, especially for a new teacher, they feel, sometimes they feel like they have to be super hard in order to gain control of their classes, um, because they want to, they don't want to be seen as like new, they don't know anything, too young, or they want to be taken seriously. So sometimes I think that new teachers, and I'm speaking for like maybe the way I was when I was a new teacher 11, 12 years ago, somewhere around there, maybe more, I don't remember anymore. But I was like super hard, like no nonsense. And I think I was like that until maybe starting like a few years ago. I think I started to let up a little bit. And now I'm just like, I just want my classroom to be fair. I'm just, everything's about fair, and we're respectful of everybody. And that's basically my two rules. We respect each other and respect ourselves, and we're fair. So, and I think I'll have a lot less stress doing it that way. Let's see. Ayana said, so I had a boss do that, be tough coming into the job, and did not go over well. And Yvonne is here. Hey. Sherry Buck said, yeah, may feel like she has to establish control. It's easier to be hard at first and ease, then start nice and get tougher. That's exactly right. So, may not just be for teachers, but, like Ayana was saying, for bosses as well. Sometimes they're like, I want to establish dominance. This is my home. This is my playing field, and then you can kind of lighten up, obviously, but sometimes people go a little too extreme with that. And I don't think I was too extreme. I don't know. Actually, you might want to ask my students. I don't remember. I do know that I had a nice, quiet classroom, and everybody got their stuff done, and people felt like they could they always said that they can concentrate in my classroom. They're like, they felt really safe, and that's the feedback that I want. They feel safe in my classroom. They feel like they can ask questions. They feel like it's a place where they can share new ideas and feelings, and not feel ridiculed. So if that's how my classroom is going, then cool. Let's see. She's just peeing on her territory. Nice. Ayana said, being tough is one thing. I get that. Being unfair, not so much. Exactly. Like that's one of my things. I mean, I have like a lot of Libra in my chart. And I'm a Libra moon, so everything must be fair, because I really, really hate when things are unfair. So, and Lady Knight's here. Hello. What up, girl? How are things? Are things warming up over there? Or are they still pretty chilly? Okay, homies. Well, like I said, have the lights on because it's kind of dark out there. Barbara's here. What up, Barbara? Lady Night said, today is pretty windy. Today for us is kind of like rainy, not rainy, rainy, not rainy, but it's really dark out there. And it's not cold, at least, so. Sherry Bug says, it's in the 40s here in Ohio, and we are loving it. I would beg to differ, but I'm a tropical people, so. Okay, so I have some rainy day goodness. Okay, you guys, I have a friend that sent me a deck, and I never heard of this deck before, and it's gorgeous, but and I'm not one to really complain about borders. Like I'm all for whatever the artist wanted to do, the creator, whatever card size they were going for, or because I've made a deck myself, but these borders seem like they were taking away from the art so much that I had to start doing a deck mod. I've never done that before, and I'm like, okay, am I doing something like breaking some tarot rules? And I was like, okay, we're rule breakers here. I'm gonna do a deck mod because I need to free this art. So I'm gonna show you guys that in just a minute. Lady Knight said it's 53 today. Oh, for us, I think it's like upper 60s, maybe 70 something out there, which is chilly for us. But I mean, I could still wear a t-shirt. Well, it's better than 15. True. True. And Tarot Oracle, what up? Howdy. Okay, so let me show you guys that. Let me scoot over and go get that deck for you guys. Okay. So, the deck that she gave me is Tarot de Eden. Or the Tarot de Eden. And it's by Alika Lindberg and Maud Kristen. And it kind of comes in this VHS tape box, which I think is pretty cool. Okay, so I haven't done a mod of all the cards. This is I can't resist a good deck mod. This is the first time I've like done this, and so I know I need to get one of those corner rounder things. I don't know. I'm gonna look on Amazon and see if there's like a good corner rounder. Unless you guys have suggestions, and obviously I'll go back in this chat and see if you guys that are really good deck modders turn that into a noun. If you can like tell me like what you guys use for corners, like the best corner rounder cutter thingamajiggy. Lady Knight said, ooh, I saw that one online and thought about buying it. Sherrybug said she's never seen it either. Get a corner rounder with 3 different sizes so you can choose. Okay, that's good advice. True. Okay, so let me, okay, first of all, I have like my little thing for cutting things. I've done it for pictures because, you know, one of my other side businesses is I'm a photographer. So sometimes I would, you know, I have to cut the pictures once they come back from the printer, like for wallet sizes and things like that. So I have one of these things. I corner around with scissors. Sherrybug, I tried that with one of the cards and I was like, I'm gonna need something a little more pro. I suck at cutting like by hand, but this is the one that I actually like to use for like really good precision with cutting. This one is more of like your chopping block, but I like the slide cutter. So anyway, that's my cutter, and this is the deck. Okay. And they're still in order, which says I have too much excitement for you to hear about this new deck. Okay, so you can see it's got some gorgeous artwork. This is OMG, such a teacher's tool right there. I know, right? Hashtag teacher's life. But the art is gorgeous. Like it looks like it's on another plane, you know, another dimension. Like these people they're not even people, they're just like otherworldly energies. And I think it's really beautiful. And I'm like, but this is just like too distracting. And yes, we have it in, hold on. We have it in French, we have it in German, and we have it in English. Debbie is asking what the name of the deck is. This is the Tarot de Eden. Or Eden. Okay, Lady Knight says, I have the Vasen Creative 3-in-1 corner rounder paper punch from Amazon and I am happy with it. Oh, okay, well, you know what, I'm just gonna write that down real quick. Which says, I noticed the shirt and I am so jealous. Taco Bell. All right. Okay, so I'm writing that down. So it's the Vasen Creative 3-in-1 corner rounder paper punch. Okay. Corner rounder paper punch. Hey, Lokester. You gonna say hello to everybody? Loki. Loki. My pants. Loki. Oh, I'm gonna love you. Oh, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love you. Let me love you. Oh. Oh, Panther. Now you gotta wash me off of you. You hurt my feelings. Oh my goodness. My panther. My gigantic panther. Lady Knight said there is also one like that from We Are Memory Keepers. I'll write that down too. We Are Memory Keepers. Memories like the corners of my mind. Loki, do I have to fix the washer? Oh, Juvity says hello everyone. Wishing y'all a happy Saturday. Happy Saturday to you. Sherrybug says everyone goes to Amazon and puts it into their cart. Oh, Wally Sherrybug says, or Loki Sherrybug says hello. Lady Knight says, ugh, got human smell on me. Yes, that's Loki. He's like, let me just wash my fur after your little hug there. Okay, so thank you, Lady Knight, for the suggestion. I'm gonna be going on the Amazons right after this chat and do that. Okay, so let me continue to show you guys some of the cards. Okay, so super vibrant, we're getting that. The majors, gorgeous. What I kind of wish is that it wasn't a pip deck, because it is. And I'm like, they could have continued with this vibrant art. So let me go to, see, it just goes right into pips. And I'm like, that's okay. I could read pips, but I'm like kind of wishing there was more art in there. And then the court cards are pretty awesome too. Let me get to some more court cards. And I'm not really feeling much of gender in these, which it's like, I don't know, like I said, it's just energy. So you have the kind of like the page, and then there's some sort of animal, not always the same type of animal for the knights. Then you have what would technically be the queen or the feminine, and then the masculine, or the male or the king. So I think that those are lovely, but I'm just like, really, with all of this, I'm like, I feel like I need to just pull the art out. And I was like, I've never done a deck mod before. I'm like, I want to though. I want to. So I did it with one suit. I did it with the suit of coins, and I'm gonna continue after this chat is done because I'm pretty excited. I mean, after I like order my deck corner rounder thingy. But then yeah, I'm gonna continue. Lady Knight says, I think that was what held me back from spending the money, the pips. But when they are taken out of the borders, let me show you guys. Sherrybug said maybe use it as majors only would be a good excuse to make up some tarot spreads. Oh, true dat. And Jezebel is here. It's a still vibrant and pretty pips, not just like playing cards. Yeah. And which said, then my phone glitched and sent that message again for some reason. Hey, no worries. Lady Knight says she believes it's out of print. Really? Well, then my friend sent me a very special deck. How does the back look like, please? The back looks like this. Really gorgeous. It's signed down here, Alika Lindberg. So that's the artist. And it's just a mixture, kind of like a yin and yang. We have a feminine, we have a masculine. It's very cosmos. Very, very beautiful. Okay. Then here are the suit of coins. Okay. So now I think it still retains its beauty in the back. And of course I'm gonna need to round these. And a man and a woman yin yang, that is gorgeous. Yes. So I'm okay with the pips now that they're free. And oh, by the way, the cardstock is thicker when they're smaller because I believe there's less surface area, so they don't feel as floppy. So they feel much sturdier having less surface area. So Um, yeah, so now I'm okay with the pips. I'm like, okay, I can get down with the color and what's going on. And then now let's go to the court cards. Here we have the page. And obviously I don't need the names. They're pretty clear as to what they are. We got the knight. We have the queen. And we have the king. Says, I have to say this for you, Tara, Tara and Loki McCavity. So yes, I'm like, and it's a lot more manageable. Obviously now it's ready to fit my hand. I'm like, and then I'm wondering, after I've trimmed them all, should I go cray cray like with my first deck mod and do an edging? Because I'm wondering, some people have done edgings before. They say that even after they've dried, it seems to like it rubs off, or it gets, you know, comes off with the oils of your fingers. So I'm wondering, like, just in your guys' opinion, do you think it's worth doing an edging? And if you guys do edging, is there a particular, because I have a bunch of Sharpies, like a lot of different types of Sharpies. Is it a Sharpie that you guys use, or is it, do you like just like do the whole deck, or do you have to do one card at a time? Like, what? This is so new to me and I'm super excited. So it says, oh, love from Bombalurina. Yes. Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh, Witch in the Wildwood. There's a massive crow that just went past the window. Regular Crayola markers don't bleed. Good to know. Really? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I have those markers at school for my students, whenever, mostly for my freshmen, because they have more hands-on type stuff sometimes. So that's an interesting one. Lady Knight says, I only edged one deck with a metallic marker and regret it. Felt so different afterwards. Okay. I edge with black Sharpie one at a time. Does it ever come off on your fingers? I mean, obviously you gotta let it dry, but this is ignore the N. M. Jezebel, always one card at a time, and some Sharpies do rub off. And Cherrybug does like edging the decks. Susie says, I would practice on playing cards or a similar cardstock. Okay. Oh, can practice on what I cut off. Well, that's true, because and I will have more that, okay. Hey, that's actually a really good idea. Thank you. I'm so excited. My rainy day activity. Lady Knight said, so in Germany, you can get the deck from anywhere between 50 euros up to 1,730 euros. Okay, those people are out of their mind if they think some people are going to pay that for a deck. Like, maybe if you were a crazy deck collector and it was a deck from like the year 1200 or something like that, then maybe I could see that. But I'm like, because people can put whatever price tag they want on a deck, but it's like, who's actually going to pay that, you know? A deck is only worth as much as what people are willing to pay. And I'm like, I would not pay 1,730. I don't care what deck it is. Not even if it had real gold on the cards. Yes, not even if it had real gold. Susie's like, wow. Okay, so yes, that's going to be my rainy day activity. I shall free the art. It's just... my lovesy, my lovesy. All right, so I'm gonna put that off to the side. My beautiful new deck that is now going to be all about me and mine. I was thinking that if I was going to do edging though, I wanted to do it in, well, turquoise blue. That's like one of my favorite colors. Well, hemimorphite turquoise blue kind of thing. But yeah, I think that would be cool, you know, for an edging. I don't know, because I don't really want to do black, but I don't know. We'll think about it when we get there. Okay, Snoop Debbie Deb says it's also raining there. And Susie says, pretty? Yes, so I think that would look really nice if it were in a nice blue, a turquoise blue. Okay, other things. So let me just push that activity back to where it was. And if you can hear, I'm doing laundry right now. So the first load is in the washer because somebody's out of chones and it's time to do laundry. That's when I do. That's when it's laundry time. Do, 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 do. You know the song. Anyway, Sherrybug said, so daring. I usually just go for black. Daring is the new black. Jezebel said, when I see the sellers wanted over $500 for a deck, I suspect them being scammers. Even if they really have the deck, they don't want to sell, or they have another listing at a lower, still high price. Exactly, sometimes. We love you, Tara. Love the cast of cats. Yes! Oh my goodness. It sounds like you had so much fun with that, Witch of the Wildwood. I'm so glad. Barbara's laughing her butt off. Okay, Lady Knight, just make sure you have a backup marker. Mine ran out of color 2/3 through the deck. Okay, that's also good advice as well, because I bet you I'd be like on the last few cards and then it would be like, I'm like, no! You're like trying to wet the tip, trying to keep it going. No! Why? I think we have some semblance of sun that's trying to peek through. Okay, some other goodies. We're going into a book goodie. And this is a book I just started reading. As you can see, I haven't gotten very far. I still have this much book to read. But this was from my homegirl out in Jersey, Jasmina. And she was able to go to her local library, and they usually have like a book sale where they sell books for like $1 or $2. And my girl out in Belgium has been going crazy buying books at the bookstore as well for like €1 or €2. But anyway, she got me this book, so she sent me this. It's called Every Word Has Power. And at first I was like, I don't know, you know, I mean, it's kind of cheesy sounding, but I started diving into it, and this book is no joke. Like, this is really good. It has a lot of, like, I love psychology, so it's got a lot of psychology and a lot of, it's interactive, so you don't just like take a, what do I want to use the word as my vocabulary slips out my ear and out my brains. You're not taking a back seat, basically. You're taking a very proactive approach, a very active approach to this book. So there's a lot for you to do, and you can't really move on unless you've done the activities and actually work through things. So I'm really interested to see how the rest of the book goes, but I think it's great. So this one is by Yvonne Oswald, if you guys are interested. So obviously she got this for, I think, $1 or maybe $2 at her local library. So maybe if it's at your library, you could just check it out. But I think it's really cool. Lady Knight said, true that. Susie said, I saw something similar. Words like childless sound more positive, child-free. Yes, that's what it is. It talks about just changing the way you say things, even things that we don't even think of as negative. You know, how we talk to ourselves, how we talk to others. And it's, I don't know, it's just, I can't wait to get through the rest of it. And there's a lot of stuff in the back too. Like in the appendix, it says, switch these low energy phrases to high energy phrases. So it even has, you know, ways that you can change some of these, like the word no problem is actually considered a low energy phrase. And I'm like, really? Don't worry about it. I'm sick. Not bad. I'm starving. How depressing. It's too hard. I'm trying. It's a miserable drive. I'm afraid not. It's too expensive. You know, and I was like, but those are like phrases I use. And I'm like, they're low energy. And I don't know. I'm excited to see like how I can change that into more of a high energy phrase. And then they have a bunch of words in the back as well that are top optimistic high energy words. And then here are a list of low energy words to clear from your language. Like it is so cool. Examples of low energy words: afraid, angry, anxiety, bad, blocked, bottom, broke, cheap, cheat, control, criticize, dark, difficult, so on and so forth. High energy words are achieve, baby, beautiful, believe, choose, choice, dream, easy, energy, enthusiasm, family, father, so on and so forth. Reminds me of The Secret. Didn't that also talk about changing your language? It did, and I remember reading The Secret. It was many years ago. I think the dude and I had just been dating maybe like 3 or 4 years, and we'll have been together like 14 years this year. I'm like, wait a minute, how long have we been together? Because I've known him going on 20 years this year. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I've known the dude for like 20 years. But anyway, it was a old work colleague that gave him the book The Secret, and he never read it, but I was, I like to read stuff, so if there's books laying around, I'm like, ooh, let me read it. And I read it, and I thought it was interesting. And I know there are a lot of people that really love it and they swear by it, but to me it seemed to have a lot of testimonial and not a lot of substance. And yes, it did talk about changing language, but not to the extent that I think that this book is diving into, which I think is interesting. It says, oh, we're not done with the performances. Oh, woo, woo. We'll keep on going. Sharebug, what would be interesting is to take those lists and watching the news and see the way they choose their words for certain stories. Heck yeah, girl. In The Secret, instead of anti-war, be pro-peace. Yeah, things like that. That's, oh gosh, now you got me thinking. Yes, because definitely with media, not even just like social media, but the media, news, the newspaper, what's on the radio, words are chosen. Sometimes it's at an unconscious level, but they are masters with words and how to convey pathos, how to connect to their audiences through pathos, and a lot of times it's through pathos. Sometimes ethos, but it's a way to get people to listen to the news. So they got to find things that have like that grabby title, that, catchy, this and that. And it's interesting, I think. Yeah. Ooh, Sherry Bug. You got me thinking. This is also would be good to implement in your tarot readings. Very true. So that's why I'm, yes, Susie, the hook. See, when it comes to the weekend, like all of my vocabulary that I use for teaching and all of my academic language just the weekend has come. I speak like a teenager once again. I revert to my teens. So anyway, I will let you guys know as I get further in the book and possibly complete the book soon. Or maybe I don't want to rush through it because there's a lot of activities to do in here. But yeah, I will let you know how it goes. Also for your seniors and resumes and cover letter language. That I definitely, we went over the resumes. They needed some help. I'm glad we got them some help. One of them said they're a professional bodybuilder. I was like, professional? You get paid to bodybuild? You've been in competitions? They're like, no, but I like to hit the gym. I'm like, okay, well, you can't put that under work experience. Why? I think I'm like pretty pro at it. I'm like, okay, we're not putting professional bodybuilder on our resume. Seriously, one of my seniors. Okay, this last thing I want to show you guys, it's a tarot deck that yeah, facepalm, right? It's a tarot deck that, I mean, I haven't really bought anything this month, and my feeling with that is things have been so good with my business and, with readings and everything. that in my brain, I think it's because I've stopped buying, things that I possibly don't need. It's kind of like the knee jerk reaction. I see something, I'm like, oh, and I can afford it. I want to get it. But I've decided, I don't know, something changed in the month of February. Maybe it was late January. My mindset changed a little bit, and all of a sudden, like every time I look at something, even though it's gorgeous and I would love to have it, there's something inside of me now that's just like, you know what, you have enough. Like, you are an abundant person and you have everything you need. And I'm like, you know what? I have everything I need. I actually don't need that right now. But that would look great on somebody else, or I think somebody else would really, enjoy that. So I've been, I don't know, I haven't been buying anything for myself. I mean, I get the essentials. I buy stuff for my business. Like, I was out of stickers because I needed stickers um, to like decorate the packaging when I mail stuff off. Um, Buying food. I mean, I need stuff like that. But there was one thing that I was like, okay, well, this is something I would like to have. Um, and I just feel really connected to it in a really odd way. And it's more like I wanted to read the guidebook. And I do want to work with the cards, but I really feel connected to the guidebook and maybe what it has to say. And I saw a review from, why can't I remember? Oyas Girl. Yes, Queen Osset from Oyas Girl. She did a beautiful review of this, and I was like, something in me just, even though it's like not my culture, like I feel oddly like really connected. I know the suspense. Loki. Hold on, let me fix the Lokester from falling. Okay. Okay, he was jumping on his herbs, but he like slid the crates over and I didn't want him to fall or topple. Okay, that deck is the Hoodoo Tarot. Oh my gosh, with this. So, as you can see, I've been reading the guidebook and basically I just have a few pages left and then I'm all read, but I want to keep this around as a reference book because there's so much information in it. And just the way they talk about root workers and yes, it's raining cats. It's raining cats. Hallelujah. It's raining panthers. But yeah, I just how they they talk about the tradition of hoodoo and kind of what it's a mixture of, because there was a lot of interracial marriage or intercultural marriage, and much more than is thought of, back in the day, that everything for the most part wasn't as segregated as it was like back in like Plymouth Rock type days. And they're talking about religion and just everything that's mixed in hoodoo, Native American type beliefs and practices mixed with African beliefs and practices mixed with other cultures that had kind of mixed in with everyone else, and Christianity's in there, and it's just it's so interesting. And what makes it very interesting, and I'm like, I just feel oddly like that's home to me, like it feels so familiar. And I started realizing, I think I know why it feels so familiar. Not that I have an African American background, but I do have a Native American background. I'm Pima Indian. But also my grandfather, who was from Cebu, Philippines, they would be considered like abolario, like they're witch doctors, and they used a lot of the herbs and the land and also Bible verses and things like that in order to heal the people. And it was just passed down. It's nothing that's ever been written down, at least in our family. It was supposed to be passed down father to son, father to son. And yes, there were women that practiced it too, but like according to my grandfather, it was a lot of the males. And so when my grandfather tried to teach it to my dad was like, no way. And so he and he didn't I guess, feel the need to pass it to my auntie, you know, his daughter. And so then, you know, my grandfather passed away, and then I started picking up on this stuff, and I started doing a lot of the things that my grandfather used to do. And my dad found this very strange. You know, he's like, he says, you here, I never got to know my grandfather, you know. My dad and him had like some sort of strained relationship, so my dad never wanted him to see his grandchildren, and so I didn't get to grow up with him. But my dad says, even though you didn't grow up with him and you never met him, you're doing all the things that he used to do. He goes, and you somehow know how to work with the herbs, and you somehow know how to just help heal yourself. And he says, and that's something, he says, my father used to do. And he used to, you know, always was in the kitchen whipping something up to help, you know, people in the neighborhood, to help, you know, his kids. And he's like, and somehow you know how to do that. And he's like, I don't know. He says, I have no explanation for that. And he says, he doesn't really consider himself like woo woo, but he's like, you know, I don't know how you know how to do the things, he goes, my father used to do, and he never taught you because you never met him. And I was like, and so when I'm reading all about this, like, I mean, obviously there's so much other literature out there, and Queen Asit did a fabulous job giving references to books and things like that, that I, you know, I want to check out all those books as well, that I don't know, I feel just so connected to all of that, you know, the mixing of the cultures and the beliefs, and just all of it culminating into this practice, you know, which looks different, they said, depending on the families, you know, that work with it. And it's just like, but dude, that feels like my family. You know, so yeah, I am I don't know, this feels like family to me. It feels like home. So I mean, I'm not gonna go off, you know, saying I practice hoodoo, or I'm a hoodoo practitioner. You know, I practice what is in my blood. You know, what's in my family and what I know. And I've taken little bits and pieces because I am multi-ethnic. You know, I have a lot swimming around in my DNA. And I've kind of taken from all the cultures that I've been brought up with, you know, and that is my practice. But it just seems so similar to this that I love reading about it, and I love reading how somebody else's practice has come together, and I think it's just so fabulous. So yeah, I'm loving it. Oh, let me go back here. Sherry Book says, I've been thinking about that deck for the guidebook. I just think it would be so hard to read with the cards without a big background in hoodoo. I think the guidebook does a really, really good job with the background of the cards, but it's taken me, I've been Google searching and like doing so much reading on the internet, like with each card, you know, I'll read a little bit in the guidebook, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so fascinating. I want to know more about this person. So I've been like, just like, I've just been like, chomp, 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 munch, like so much knowledge. Lady Knight said maybe a past life as well. Could be. Yes, and it could also be swimming in my DNA. Susie said, a beautiful history, your story. Oh, thank you. And Sharebug, I think we connect with parallel histories to our own. Exactly, you know, and it just seems so similar. Even the people in the cards look like people in my family, and I know that it's a you know, a mixture, but we're a mixture. You know, my family is a mixture. You know, even the family from, you know, the PI, the Philippine Islands, they're a mix as well. You know, not, I mean, there's like 10,000 islands, by the way. So there's a lot of Filipinos have like, there's so many different dialects, and a lot of the Filipinos look different. You know, not everybody looks the same. And so like in our family, well, when my dad was younger, he says everybody used to say that he was African. They thought he was African American. And the same with my grandfather, because they have really thick curly hair. They're very, very dark, and they do have, you know, my dad says we do have sort of African American features. He says, yes, we do have kind of like the Asian eyes and everything, but he says his dad used to tell him, you know, because of our last name is an African last name. It doesn't really, I mean, it's kind of Spanishized, but it's an African last name. And my dad says he thinks, because his father thought it was due to the Moors when they had taken over Spain for quite some time, and then Spain coming and taking over the Philippines, that we have some of that Moorish blood. But I mean, that's just kind of all story and like what we all kind of think. But we look a little different. We're, you know, little bit different looking Filipinos. And my dad is extremely tall, by the way. I mean, his dad was short, but my dad is like, I think my dad's shrinking now, but he used to be 6'3". I think my dad's like 6'1" now, but he's gonna be 80 in April, and he's still pumping, still going to the gym. I want to look like my dad when I'm 80, because my dad, like, he gets mistaken for being like late 50s, early 60s, and he's like, no, I'm like 80. All right, no worries, which we will be here. So yeah, let me show you some of the cards if you aren't familiar with the cards. I haven't done more than really just kind of flip through them. Ooh, they kind of fell around in here. That's okay. They're out of order. That's fine. Yeah, I'm gonna probably put these in a bag anyway, like a little tarot bag. But anyway, it's so interesting. Like, even this person, I swear to you, that looks like my dad. Like, these people, they look like my family. It's just so interesting. And even here, like, the hand, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And it's like that mixture of, it's Creole, it's Native American, it's African, it's they have a it's Haitian. Like, there's so much going on in here. It talks about like the plantations and oh my gosh, I can't say. There's just so much. And then the woman with her puma, I'm like, that's me and my puma. That's me and Wally Walito. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Oh, by the way, this is my auntie's name, like my dad's sister. And guess what? She looks like my Aunt Caroline. I'm like, there's just something about this. It feels like it is my family. And I know, well, they said there's also could be a mixture of Pacific Islander in here as well. But I'm just like, oh my gosh. And the way, like, they talk about the stories and saying like some people don't believe in like, if somebody does something to you, they don't mind putting a hex or a curse on somebody else. Like, there is no distinction between that. It's just like, well, you're gonna talk bad about me, well, I'm gonna put something on you, I'm gonna root you, basically. And that's like kind of weird, but that's how my family would talk. Like my nana, my dad's mother, she would put curses on the women that used to talk bad about her, because she was how she looks. I looked. My nana's not here anymore, but she was 5'9". She had fair skin. She was mixed. Native American, Mexican. She had some of that Spanish blood, and she had an Italian father. And so she said her, she lived in a Mexican community, and they used to make fun of her because they said she was too light-skinned, and she was also too tall. And because she looked different from everybody else, they used to make fun of her. And so my nana says that she would put a curse on them and put a curse on their men. And she used to get their men to fall in love with my nana, and hence she came up with the name Shanghai. That was like her nickname. But anyway, but that's like how my family would do things. It was like, they would put curses on people. They would hex people. They'd be like, you've done my family wrong, I'm gonna do you wrong. But me and my practice, like, I don't do that. Just, but it's just interesting, to hear the beliefs and how things were done. It's like, that's the way my family would do things. Oh my gosh. Oh, and this one, how beautiful for the grandchildren. It's like grandma or grandpa's hands and the grandchild's hands with the little star flower. Oh, by the way, this is the star card. I'm just like, oh my goodness, I love it. Big Mama. We had Big Mama in the family. My Nana was Big Mama. Oh my goodness. And I seriously, there is a picture of my Nana that looks like that, which is kind of cool. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. And just, so I think that, if you're feeling connected to a deck, even if it's outside your culture or whatever, I'd say go for it, because there is a reason for the connection. Read through the guidebook, do research. I've been like researching like crazy. I want to add to my knowledge that's, in this guidebook. I want to have more of a background so I can really understand these cards. And I think by doing so, I'm kind of reawakening and just researching my own family and like where I come from and all of that. So yeah, I just think that that's awesome. So, definitely, if there's something that's outside of your practice or outside of your own culture, but you feel like drawn to it, whether it's a deck of cards, a book, some knowledge, I'd say dive into that, because you might even find out more about yourself, through doing that, through research, through others. I think we learn more about ourselves. So I highly, highly encourage that. Let's see. Lady Knight said, what a fun conversation that would have been around the family table with all that stuff your family did. Trust me, there was some interesting family conversations. And oh, Mrs. B is here. What's up? Let me go back. Yep. Yes, tarot and tea with Mrs. B. Let me tell you that I just have so much fun with your screen name. There was yeah, oh my gosh. There needs to be some sort of live chat. 1111. True that. Heck yeah. One day I'll do a live chat where I just talk about some family conversations, because there's some interesting ones. And in my family, what's been passed down as well, and there's stuff on my mother's side too. I mean, she's half Irish, half German, and even like there was a lot of spiritual stuff that came from that side as well. And it's just, I don't know, I guess my family inadvertently was bringing me up in all of this, even though they were like, oh wait, but we're gonna raise you Catholic. Well, that's my mom's side. My mom's side's like, we want to raise you Catholic, but then at the same time we got all this woo-woo stuff. And then on my dad's side, it's like, hey, you pick the religion that you want to do, but everything kind of had like a little bit of like a Catholic undertone to it, but they weren't like devout Catholics. Like it was like Catholicism mixed with what my dad would say, like witch doctor type stuff, because that's the only translation my dad could think of. That's the only translation his father had, was that we were a family of witch doctors. And he's like, I don't know, like another like good English word for that. Sherry Bug said, I want to tell you, I've gone down your stuffies path. I picked up a cute round stuffed duck this week. And I get it. It makes me so happy. Why did I ever stop getting them? I don't know. I mean, check out all those happy stuffies. Oh my goodness. Oh, that reminds me. I had a rainy day activity to share with you guys, and it has a stuffy involved. So Susie, my name is Susie. Hey Susies, it's the two Susies. Susie Suze. Okay. For Valentine's Day, the dude got me this book. It is the cutest. Tiny T-Rex and the Impossible Hug. And he says because it went with a little stuffy that he gave me for my birthday back in June. And his name is Rexy, and he's like, wow. He's very intimidating, but he really just wants to love you. So anyway, he thought that they went together, so that's why he got me this book. But it's super cute. This is Rexy. Wow. He just got these little arms, and he wants to hug you. Okay, so I know it's a kid's book, but it's adorable and it's a quick read, and I thought it would be just like really fun for a rainy day activity, and you're never too to have a little bit of fun, and you're never too big to learn a cute lesson. So I'm going to read Tiny T-Rex and the Impossible Hug. By the way, I love all the little dinosaurs. This just brings me back to the days when I wanted to dig up dinosaur bones and I wanted to be an archaeologist. Okay, I'm gonna turn so that you guys can see. It says, I gotta go for now. Gotta pack some stuff. Have a beautiful day. You too. Going on a trip. Okay, so we will have yeah, just, it's a very quick story time. Obviously, this is not gonna take a long time. I mean, it's a little book. Okay. Hello, Pointy. Are you okay? No, today I feel sad. I do not want to play. So we go into the beginning. I have tiny arms. It is very difficult to hug with tiny arms. Each day I'm growing taller, but my arms are still tiny. Hugging almost seems impossible for a Rex as tiny as me, but I will try anyway. Pointy needs me. Where is my father? I will ask him for advice. Hello, father. Rexes are thinkers, not huggers. Perhaps instead of hugs, mathematics might be the answer to your problem. Pointy does not like math. Math will only make Pointy feel worse. True. Hello, Auntie Junip. I have a problem. I must learn how to hug, but my arms are too tiny. I have found that balance is the key to every problem. Balance and freshly squeezed cucumber juice. That is disgusting. I will ask my mother for help instead. I have fallen and now I am lost. I do not think I will find my mother in here. Oh, hello, mother. It's okay if you can't hug, Tiny. You are good at many other things. You are kind and creative and braver than most. You are tiny, but your heart is big. I cannot hug with my heart, Mother. I must learn to hug with my arms. Hello, sister. Hello, brother. Please help me. Hugging is very difficult. We'd love to help you, Tiny. To do the impossible, you must plan and practice. Practice, practice, practice. Thank you, Trixie and Rory. That is good advice. I will plan my strategy. I will get stronger. I will practice very hard. I will practice my hugs on everything. I will not practice on that anymore. I am almost ready. I will practice one more time. When I am done, I will find my friend. This tree is very big, like Pointy. I will hug it. This is not a tree. I have made a mistake. Please help. From up here, everything looks tiny, like me. I could hug anything I wanted. Now I am falling. I should not have let go. Now I will never find Pointy. Hello, Pointy. Hello, Tiny. I am here to make you feel better. I have practiced very hard and hugged many things. My arms are still tiny and my hugs are still tiny, but I will do my very best because you are my very best friend. Thank you, Tiny. That was the biggest hug ever. Oh my gosh, isn't that so cute? Doesn't it just like make your day a little sweeter? So there you guys go. You got a little kid story, but I think, you know, it's cute. We need some of that. What a super cute mini T. Love him. So yeah, he's like, hug. Oh my goodness, that is such a cute book. Okay, how are we on time? Let's look at time. How many folks we got in the chat? You know what? I want to do I want to do a group message. So I don't think I have like all the energy to like read for everybody in here. So I want to do kind of like a group reading. So a message for all of us that we could take into next week, or this coming week, or possibly the rest of the weekend. But I have a couple of decks here, and one of them, I don't know, did I show you guys this already? Oh, and long hair skinny toad is here. What? The Memento Mori, Lenormand and Oracle deck by Claire Goodchild, and I love all her stuffs. So this has been, I would like to pair this deck with my Star Power Tarot, because this is like my soul deck right now, and that's all I've been using for basically a month and a half, maybe two. And I want to give us a message, something for all of us, something that would resonate with all of us, that we could all use, not just one person. So, and that's how I like to do a lot of my readings and my mediumship readings. Which, by the way, I did a mediumship video. It was a message from Spirit, and I haven't done one of those in a long time, but basically when I do those videos, it's because I actually have a message that needs to actually go out on video instead of just like the people around me. So that's when I make those videos. So, okay, I'm going to put these two decks together, and I'm just asking for a message that would benefit all of us. So whether people are in the chat right now and they're watching, or people watch this chat later, no matter when it is in the future, I want this message to be positive. I don't want it to be fluffy in any way. I want the message to be in a way that empowers you guys so that you guys can have the best week possible. Some sort of positive, empowering message, something that you guys can do, and myself included. So I'm just asking Spirit to come help us with that, and I'm feeling like I should pull 4 cards, so I'm not going to look at them. They're face down right now. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then I'm going to pull from my Star Power Tarot because I'm going to read them in conjunction. And I'm going to pull my 4 cards. So here we go. And the Star Power Tarot seems to be the only deck that this Memento Mori deck likes to really work in conjunction with. It's very interesting. That deck has a lot of spirit energy connected to it. It's freaking awesome. Gotta cleanse it often though. Last card. Okay, so let's take a look at our message for this weekend going into next week. We have the 4 of Cups and the pot. It's our first pair. We have Offerings and the Queen of Wands. Gosh, they're just so beautiful together. Crown and the Ace of Pence. That's interesting. And then lastly, we have Grave and the 9 of Cups. That's an interesting juxtaposition. You know what I like is all the flowers and the essence moving up from her cup, just like these flowers kind of crawling up the grave marker. That's kind of cool. Okay, so our message. Let me look at all of these. Well, pot could be a cup. So 4 of Cups. Okay, so here it comes. Like I said, for all of us, the entire message may not be for you, but I'm feeling like bits and pieces of this will definitely connect with most people who are watching this and people who will watch this later, as well as myself. Okay, so we have the 4 of Cups here. Pot calling the kettle black. Oh, groin oil. But here with the pot, I'm feeling, you know how sometimes, like in the Rider-Waite-Smith, you see like the person sitting there and they're not noticing that there's like a cup being offered to them, and they're like over here. But I feel like with some of the things that we want to manifest, are better left alone sometimes. Like we've done all that we can do, and instead of obsessing over it, kind of like when people obsessively check their Instagram and they've checked their Instagram like 500 times that day, um, only to see like whatever a few more likes on their post. It's like, time could be better used elsewhere. Susie said, thank you. Have to go. I will watch the end tonight. No problem. You have a wonderful rest of your day. Have an awesome weekend. Um, but so if you are working to manifest something, there's something in your life you would like to bring about, whether it's in love or it's in career or it's a art project that you're working on, whatever it is that you're doing, you do what you need to do, and then you move on to the next thing. You can go back and check on it from time to time, but don't obsessively stare at it and like, oh, I need it to happen. I need it to happen, because then you neglect everything else that's around you. And so it would be pretty boring. It would be actually like trying to watch this plant grow. But if you move away for a little bit and you come back to it, all of a sudden you see so much growth, so much has happened in the department that you have been working on, in the area of your life that you've been working on. So that's one part of the message. And with the Queen of Wands and the offerings is, as you are working towards your goals, whatever those may be, whatever the things are that you are trying to manifest, because everybody is kind of working on their own things. Some people are, working on a healthier lifestyle. Some people are, trying to transition in careers. Some people are trying to improve the relationship, the love relationship that they have with their significant other, or maybe they are trying to bring in friends that are better aligned with them. As you're doing all of this, and as you're in this Queen of Wands power, this is whether you're male or female, is not to neglect the people that are behind us that cannot be seen, and that's like our spiritual team, because they're there, they're trying to help us out. And every once in a while, just give them a little nod, like a little thank you so much for all that you've helped me to achieve. You ultimately are the one that has to put the energy forward and do the thing, but they're there to help you, to guide you. So don't forget about those people that are back there. They've got your back. I think that it's like we got this whole like team of people behind us. Just like, I like to imagine myself in like slow-mo, and I have my entourage, and I have like a samurai sword on my back, and I kind of look like Uma Thurman in Kill Bill, but that's like neither here nor there. But that's how I like to imagine myself going into work. Anyway, don't forget about those people back there who got your back, and they're just trying to help you out. So that's that message. Also kind of connecting with everything. And then you have the Crown and the Ace of Pentacles. And so with that one, is to really make sure that the things that you're wanting to begin, whether it's the healthier lifestyle, the relationships that you're trying to work on, whether they're love relationships, friendships, career, whatever it is that you're working on, that you basically wear the crown. It's not like I kind of want to do this, and you kind of like half-ass like things. Sometimes it's kind of like I'm kind of gonna do it, but I'm kind of not gonna do it. I'm just kind of testing the waters, because I don't know, what if I fail? It's that kind of like holding yourself back. If you fail, then you know now what way not to do it, right? In the immortal words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, don't be afraid to fail. You can't always win, but don't be afraid of making decisions. In my best Arnold. It's kind of like that. Don't be afraid to step forward and do the thing and say, this is what I'm doing, and just be powerful about it. Don't be shy about it. If it's something that you want, then go get what you want. Oh my gosh, I'm getting all these like movie quotes in my head. And then I got Rocky Balboa playing in there as well, like, woo! All right. And then the last set of cards we had was the Nine of Pence and the Grave. And then with that is, with every new beginning, and now I'm getting song lyrics. Now I know Spirit's working with me, because I start hearing movie quotes and song lyrics when like the info's pouring in. So it's from that song Closing Time by Semisonic. every beginning comes from some other beginning's end. That's part of the lyrics. Sherebook says, I'm back. Sorry I had to leave for a minute. Hey, no worries. Yeah. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Yeah, that's part of the lyrics. So that's basically, if you're wanting to start that new thing, don't be surprised when something else falls away, whether it's like a routine all of a sudden has to change, or you know, certain friends move away. It's because it's making space for the things that you want to do, and that's not a bad thing. You know, it's just change, it's just evolution, it's just how things move around. And I think that that becomes scary for a lot of us, myself included, where I'm very much like a routine type person. Like my boyfriend jokes that you guys ever watch that show Monk? I'm like Monk, okay? My dad calls me, well, my stepmom calls my dad and me like Rain Man and Rain Girl, okay? Like we are totally set in our routines, and we get a little cray cray when our routines are shook up. But that's a good thing, because then I get to progress forward. And yes, it's a little uncomfortable at first, but then now I'm set into a new routine and it feels good, and I'm a lot farther along than I was before. So yeah, so that's our message. Actually, this message might actually carry us on from this week kind of on throughout the year, just like good advice anyway, is just you know, whatever that it is that you're working on, just know that space is going to be made for that thing so that you can do the thing, but you have to be standing in your power and actually put action towards the thing that you want to do, and not just half-heartedly do the things that you want to do. And also not to watch like a hawk and watching grass grow. The things that you want to do. You do the thing, you do what you got to do, and then work on all the other things that you have to do, so that that thing can flourish, and your spiritual team can kind of help you out. And don't forget about your spiritual team. Mention them once in a while, you know? Just throw, throw them a little love once in a while. All right, so that is your message for the week. Ayana said, awesome message, totally resonates. Excellent. Whoa, so powerful, encouraging messages. You are welcome. So like I said, maybe all of it, maybe part of this connected with you, but all I asked that was that the message help everybody in some way, even if it was just a small part of the message that you needed to hear right now. So this might be for this week, but it might be like, I feel like this is a lot bigger message. Hence all like the movie quotes and the song lyrics like bombarding me. I'm like, whoa, this is a little bit bigger than I thought it was going to be. But this is also good for me too. So, you know, the reader also, the reader also learns a lesson too. Long hair skinny eyed toad said, I got my no bad vibes room spray yesterday. Thank you so much for the beautiful sand dollar. You're very welcome. Yeah, I love when I can find a little sand dollar on the beach and gift that to somebody. To me, it's just like total abundance. Like I really do feel like it's like money. Like to have a sand dollar is just like so lucky to me. So thought I would just pass that on. And hopefully you're enjoying the spray. You know, use it in your sacred space. You can even use it on yourself. You know, as long as the scent isn't too strong. Sherrybug said, big message for me. I think 2020 is going to be a big year for me. For me as well. I felt there's been a huge shift. Definitely, I think a lot of the shifting has been in me, whereas I felt last year the shift was external. Lady Knight, you don't know what a sand dollar is? I think I might have one in my little tray here. So these are like little special seashells to me, but this is a baby sand dollar, and it's basically, it's got like a little star on it. And when they're alive, they're like kind of a dark purple color, sometimes a blue color. And then when they dry out, you know, after they die, they turn white like this. But yeah, I keep like little tiny crystals and seashells that are very special to me. This one was gifted to me. So that's one that I keep in there as well. But yeah. Ugh. Okay, Sherrybug said, mine is sitting on my bedside sacred space. Aw. Okay, so yeah, I'm liking the message. But yeah, last year was so external when it came to changes, and then this year I think it's all been like up here. And I think as now that we're towards the end of February, I've been making a lot of changes in the way I perceive things and the way I perceive things about myself, and I've really decided to make an effort to decide like when I do things, I want to know exactly why am I doing it, or why am I talking to myself this way, or why am I reacting this way, and where is that coming from? And so I've been doing a lot of deep dive in myself, and so I think it's really changed. Like I mean, there are times that work is pretty cray cray, and I'm like, but it actually has changed my outlook at work as well, and I think that benefits my students. And I'm a lot happier this track season. Like I've been kind of grumbly the past couple of track seasons, but I've been so excited for this track season. I'm just genuinely happy to be out there with all the coaches and all the kids, um I don't know, I feel like I've brought back that, you know, because I've always been a track athlete. I'm still consider myself an athlete at heart. And yeah, just everything in my life just seems happier, yet it's like nothing has really changed except me. Um, and that's kind of interesting. Even the thing with like buying things, you know, that's changed. I've decided, you know, I have enough. Like, gosh, I'm so blessed. You know, I have tons of books, and I have, you know, beautiful decks and crystals, and I have so many wonderful friends, both, you know, here on the interwebs, you know, and friends that you know, I've been able to meet, you know, through social media. Like I have such an awesome life, and I am so happy, you know, for what I have. And it's like, wow. And I've also been very conscious about stopping to look myself in the mirror and not just to like check my hair and like my outfit and be like but but actually looking myself in the eye and be, you know, and every time, because it comes up several times a day, I'm like looking, I'm like, why are my abs showing? Like, I've been eating too many sweets or something like that. You know, I'm like, you know what, I enjoyed the sweets that I ate, and they were delicious. And I think that what would do my body well is if I just maybe cleaned up the diet a little bit, and I'm gonna go, you know, do a little bit more cardio and add that into my weight training, and you know, and my body will respond positively, you know. But we're not there yet, so there's no use in me, you know, pointing at like little belly flub or you know, any of that. So I'm like, okay, so that's how I look right now. Not much I can do about that right now. But I will do things that will make my body happy and that will, you know, benefit my health. And I will do that, you know, and I am doing that. And so it's just like been such a change. Like I normally don't talk to myself that way. I'm very critical of myself and everything I do. So it's been life changing. Sherry Book said, I'm thinking of becoming a pescatarian. There you go. Like for me, I don't know. I think I eat a good balance of everything. You know, my fruits and my vegetables and my meat and all of that. I don't think I eat one thing or the other like in excess. I'm just really trying to cut back on the sugar. And I'm not awful with myself if I'm like, you know, I'll see like for Valentine's Day, I was like, it's Valentine's Day and I would like to have this. And I'm consciously having this, not because I am eating out of frustration. I'm not eating because like I'm having an emotional issue right now. This was a gift from my boyfriend. I think it's delicious. I'm going to have that right now. You know, I've been very conscious about everything. Juvity says, that's what I'm trying to focus on too. Asking myself the big question why helps a lot with making decisions. Exactly. So anyway, gosh, I'm like rambling on with you guys. Like I will let you guys go. Sherry Bug said, except bacon. I may have to say that is the exception. Oh yes. Bacon is the crack of meats. But anyway, well, and I have to kind of balance things the way I do, and I do have to have meat in my diet. I just found that I have less heart issues when I actually incorporate like meat. I like protein from animal meat, and as opposed to like protein from plants, because I've tried to do, you know, that too, but just I would rather not have a heart attack at school. So I do have to keep my, not a lot, but just like keep incorporating at least a little bit of meat. It just seems to keep my not my electrolytes, the electrical stuff that goes on inside my heart. It seems to keep it copacetic. Plus I've been intaking a little bit more magnesium and salt. So that seems to help as well. Anywho, I will catch you spiritual homies next Saturday. I have a lot of videos to put out this week. There is a video I think you guys are gonna like. Those of you not subscribed to the Witch's Moon, I have the February Witch's Moon box in its entirety because I got 2 boxes, one for myself and one is going to be for you spiritual homies. I'm going to be gifting this to somebody, so I'm going to do a little bit of a giveaway, but this is an unopened February Witch's Moon box. A lot of people said they really liked it because there's an awesome book that's inside. There's like herbs and all kinds of good stuff. Expect a video on this later this week. And don't forget, Loki is going to be doing a Loki pick a card reading, so definitely check that out. Yeah, and if you guys want to join my KWT tribe over at patreon.com/kittens, weights, and tarot, I revamped everything over there. So now I have a tier where I do like monthly readings. I have a tier where I do like monthly giveaway readings. I have like a spirit like mediumship live chat. I have a witchy live chat. I have like my crystal patrons, you know, where I'm just like uploading stuff about crystals and how to work with crystals and crystal books that I come across just on the, you know, on the daily. And yeah, and then I revamped my newsletter, which is free, you know, and that one's on my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com. And so that has like DIYs, spell DIYs, decks I'm using for the month, song I'm listening to for the month, book that I'm reading, crystal that I'm using, tea that I'm drinking. Just, you know, I thought people might be interested in that stuff, you know, people that I'm watching on YouTube, you know, trying to share the love. So if you want to sign up for my newsletter, I only send 1 a month. Otherwise, I don't send anything else. I don't spam inboxes, because I don't like to be spam. So anyway, that's just like my little teeny plug, you know, if you want to I'm just saying. So anyway, I will catch you spiritual homies next week. Thank you so much for everybody that was in the chat today. I had a lot of fun. Thank you for allowing me to read my kids book. Thank you for allowing me to do a group message for you guys and to just share stuff. Like I really dig all this. I dig my live chats, and I appreciate each and every one of you homies. Even if I can't physically see you, I can feel your energy, and it's awesome. So anyway, that's it. And oh, I always do a healing at the end. So let's focus on giving you guys the energy to manifest what it is that you want to create. So you don't have to stay in the chat. You guys can leave, go about your day. Just maybe say aloud in your brain or in the comments like, hey, I'm open to this energy healing. And fantastic. If you don't want to receive it, you're not going to hurt my feelings. That's totally fine. Lady Knight said, thanks for this lovely Saturday chat. You are very welcome. Juvity said, thanks so much for hanging out with us. It's been cute, loving, uplifting, and informative as well. Thank you. And Sherry Bug and Kathy. So yeah, so like I said, you guys can go about your day. Just know that the energy is going to come to you, or you can stay in the chat. You don't have to be in lotus pose or anything. You guys can go back to playing with the dog, or doing like belly rubs on the kitties, or mowing the lawn, or chopping down wood, or whatever it is that you guys are doing. Okay, so here we go. So again, the energy coming through is to help you guys move forward and the things that you guys want to manifest and you want to create. So I'm just going to give you like a little, what would this be? Like a can of Red Bull, but energetically, like, yeah, it's an energetic can of Red Bull. There we go. That's what we're going for. Here we go. And it's very quick. It's like a minute. So. All right, you guys, have a fantastic Saturday, rest of your Saturday, the rest of your weekend. I wish you all a beautiful week, and thank you so much for being here and hanging out with me. And I will look forward to hanging out with you guys next week. So, yay! All right, guys, peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Have a fantastic weekend.